We'd like to wish you all a happy President's Day. Yep, a holiday to honor the birthdays of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, as well as to celebrate all U.S. presidents. Speaking of which, as of the time of our taping, President Jimmy Carter, who is 98 years old, is now receiving hospice care at this home in Georgia following a series of short hospital stays. Now, Carter is the oldest living U.S. president. He also won a Nobel Peace Prize in 2002 for all of the humanitarian work that he's done with the Carter Center over the years. Again, this is as the time of this taping. He's still in hospice care. Share with us, Tori, because I know that you love all things presidents. What would you say is his legacy?
This is Tori's New Year's.
Oh my God, I love President's Day. First of all, just so you know, George Washington would hate President's Day. He didn't want anything named after like a king, so it's actually ironic. But I will say this, it's true. Jimmy Carter is well known as one of the most unpopular presidents. He lost in a landslide, but the most beloved post-presidents that you've ever seen. So he's at 98. He was still doing Habitat for Humanity a few years ago. He started the Carter Center, which eradicated the guinea worm. Africans were dying by the thousands, and he taught them how to filter through the Carter Center. He won the Nobel Prize for that. He has saved countless lives and really shown you what a good Judeo-Christian man is, and he speaks and lives by his word. So I wish him the best. He and Rosalind have been married 76 years.
Wow. Thank you for sharing that story. Our thoughts and prayers go to all of his family right now. Okay, so speaking of presidents, President Biden made a surprise trip to Ukraine this morning where he met with President Volodymyr Zelensky just days before the one-year anniversary of the war. Now, this is kind of interesting. Apparently, Moscow was given a heads up about the visit before Americans were told he was going. So on this President's Day, we thought, though, that we would ask which president was your favorite and why. Now, according to experts, there is a list of the top U.S. commanders-in-chief. At number 1 is Abraham Lincoln. George Washington comes in at 2nd. FDR is number 3. Also rounding out the top 5 are Theodore Roosevelt and Dwight D. Eisenhower. So what do you think of the list, Tori, and who would you pick?
The great commander. Yeah. I would definitely go with FDR.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, he served 4 terms, so he's Roosevelt before term limits came in, and he literally lifted us from a Great Depression into an inspiration while not standing all in a wheelchair.
And created Social Security.
Boom.
What about you?
So hard to decide. But I went with Lincoln. I don't know. He's the most recognizable. Freed the slaves. Yes. He's got that beard. Like, he rocked a Lincoln beard. He invented it.
And now it's,
you know what I mean?
It's a Lincoln beard.
Yeah, and I like his style. I like his swagger.
Yeah. Erica, who would you pick?
Obama, duh. Yeah, that's the only election night that I've ever attended at Grant Park. It was one of the most magical things that I've ever had the honor of doing, and I got to do it with my family. So, yes, Obama all the way.
And what about you, Albert?
This might be a surprise. I liked William Taft. That's my boy. He did. I'm dead serious. Like, I did some research on him randomly. The idea of him getting stuck in the bathtub was a vicious rumor, not true. And they also did a lot of social and economic reform, Tori, as you know. So I'm going with President Taft. Sammy, what about you?
I wanted to go with FDR or Obama, but I'll say JFK, inspiring, and also he really did take some initiatives to help progress the civil rights movement. So I'll throw JFK in the mix.